Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hardcore Fab Shop. Today's video, we are lowering the C10. Actually, Connor's even already got started lowering the C10. We're going to do probably right in the neighborhood of a 7-ish in the back and a 4.5 in the front. So the way we're going to accomplish that, let's go ahead and go back here to the back real quick. Like I said, Connor's already pretty well got the rear end back in here. Did an axle flip on the back of this thing. I'll flip this around and you can look at it a little bit closer. So on the axle flip, you can see here originally the pad for the leaf spring is usually on top of the axle, and then the axle is then below the leaf spring, and there is a center pin through all the leaf springs that then goes and drops into this hole right here on this pad. So what we've done now to lower the truck in the rear is we've moved this on top of the axle. We've moved the axle on top of the spring, and then there is now a little plate thing in here that allows us to line the rear end up onto that bolt that's in these leaf springs right here. And that goes all the way up in here on both sides to where it doesn't allow the axle to have any movement and twisting back and forth like this once the U-bolts are then reinstalled. We went ahead and reused the stock mounting plate on the bottom. It's a little better than the one that came with this kit. I'll give you guys a link to this kit. I'll show you what this kit looks like right now. So for the money, without a doubt, that is the absolute cheapest way to lower the back of one of these trucks. I was worried that we were going to have to C-notch the truck, but currently we did take the bump stop and the bump stop bracket off of the frame. That gained us quite a little bit. Is it still laying around here? Let's see if I can find it. Well, he might have actually thrown that out into the trash bin because it is trash. But long story short, we took those off, and by taking those off, that does gain us probably about 4 or 5 inches of movement from the axle to the rear end. You can see there's a pretty good sized gap there. Now the bed's not on it, so it will go down probably about 1.5 inches or so with the bed on there, and you figure it's a truck, and if you're going to use it and haul a load with it, it probably is going to end up taking somewhere around 1,800 pounds, and then a pretty good sized bump in the road, I would guess, to be able to get this thing to where it would actually bottom out. So more than likely, since this truck's going to be pretty well show and shine and probably not used a lot for hauling things, I don't think it's going to be a problem, and I don't think we're going to have to C-notch it on the back. So if we was going to have to, we was just going to make a small little C-notch for it and gain a couple 2-3 inches, weld it all in, but I think we're good. So now, moving on to the front of this thing, got a whole pile of stuff here for the front of it. So we've got new springs, and we've got new drop spindles. Spindles are 2.5 inches lower, and the springs are 2 inches lower. So that's going to take care of our front for us. And then I've already checked all the ball joints and tie rods and all that stuff. Everything seems really pretty good and tight in this thing. The only other thing that we have to really consider on this is the shocks. So by lowering the truck the way that we're doing, the lengths of the shock have to change. So we had to get some different shocks in. And also, while we were looking at it, on one of the brake calipers over here, these are all the parts that Connor took off for paint and everything. The one caliper had a hose that was pretty bad looking. So I did go ahead and order just 2 new hoses. You can see them down there on those boxes. So having, brakes that are working and in a good order are pretty important. So went ahead and stepped up and got those. I think the calipers, I think the pads and everything else are going to be fine. So we just need to get all that stuff over here. I need to get the rotors tore off and probably cleaned up a little bit, because with our new wheels, you're going to be able to see through the wheels and see the rotors and stuff. We don't want to have them sitting here all rusted and fugly looking when the rest of the truck is in, tip-top shape. So I'm going to go ahead and address that, and we need to clean up the calipers as well, because you'll be able to see those too. And then all of this stuff can go back together. I'm going to go ahead and get started on the rotors and get those popped off the old spindles. And Connor's probably going to be here before I even get done with that. So he may end up finishing this job. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But he's definitely going to put it all back together. So that's kind of our game plan here. So time to hit the old time lapse and get started. time for the big reveal. We're going to see how low this thing's going to sit. Definitely lower, and it don't have all the weight on it, of course, for missing a motor. So that's going to weigh more than me. Get the springs to settle a little bit. I bet it's going to go down another, what, 1.5 inches or so in the front with the motor in there. Somewhere in that neighborhood, and probably about an inch or so in the back. But I think it's sitting pretty level the way it's sitting right now, isn't it?
Looks like it. Body line looks pretty low.
Yeah. So Connor, now that you've done most of this, actually you did all of it except for me just giving you a little bit of input here. First time doing it, what'd you learn? Anything that people should know at home or anything like that? You want to tell anybody anything?
I think about the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is taking off the springs when you're letting the rear A-arm down, or the bottom A-arm down. You can tie a chain around the spring and then around the A-arm, and then to keep it from popping out at you and killing you. So there's that.
It's always good to keep your head attached to your shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Anthony, for telling me that one.
Yeah.
And
other than that, it's just nuts and bolts. It's pretty cut and dry, really, isn't it?
It's pretty much, yeah. Comes off the way, well, it goes on the way it came off, and so.
Can I tell everybody what you did on the shocks?
Yeah.
He did install the shocks backwards on the front, upside down.
Yeah.
So those were something that he had to change, but that's the only thing that he really did that was wrong. I watched over him the whole time, so he did it all good, and that's, I mean, probably, have you ever bought and changed shocks before?
I have a few times, but usually they don't,
they didn't look like that.
They don't look like that, so.
Yep.
I just kind of guessed and threw them on, didn't even think about it.
Yep. No big deal there though, so we're pretty well golden here, I think, now to start getting the motor down in this thing. That should be our next video.
Hope so.
Well, I guess that's really all we got for you guys. I guess you gotta walk around it and see the wheels. I mean, we did throw the wheels on there. We should talk about them, I guess, before we go. So, what are the front ones? They're 20s all the way around. We did a little staggered deal here. The back ones are a little bit bigger than the front as far as width, and the tire's a little bit taller. So
255 45s in front.
255 45. And the rear is what?
275 45.
275 45. So you can see just a little bit wider dish here. Right there. And take that same thing up here. So just about 1.5 inches or something like that wider. And then grab a tape measure. Let's see what they actually measure as far as height wise.
Where do we have one of those at?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let me throw these tools down. We'll find one. Okay, so for the front height, we've got what?
28.5 inches.
28.5. And the rear, I think, is going to be close to like 30-ish.
About 29.5.
29.5, so only about 1 inch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So with any luck, we'll be able to get the motor in there and then have the weight of that and everything on the front. Be able to sit down the front of this thing, and then with the bigger tire in the back and the more inches out of the back, it should end up leveling everything out and making this thing sit flat. So that was the goal, is to get the thing flat. We don't really want the hot rod rake look. We definitely don't want the Carolina squat look. I mean, Connor was going for it and all, but, you know, I just talked him out of it. We couldn't do that. So sure. No, he's not down for the Carolina squat either. But anyways, yeah, I guess that does wrap up this video, and I guess we'll talk to you guys on the next one.